All right, third graders, so this video is going to be all about addition. However, this isn't going to be anything new about addition. We already learned in third grade everything we need to know. I'm just going to be reminding you. So, before you can do any of these strategies that we're going to be talking about, you need to know when to use addition. So, addition is used when you're joining groups together. So, I'm going to be using this equation over and over again for the different strategies, but I want to talk to you really quickly about two different times that you might be using addition for joining. So let's say for this equation here, I had 275 books in my classroom library. I already had them, and I bought 126 more. That kind of joining is, this is what I already have, and I'm getting this many more, okay? However, joining could also be, this is how many fiction books I have, and this is how many non-fiction books I have. And I'm just putting all my books together. I didn't get more books, I'm just joining what I already have. So, two different examples of when you might use addition. All right, so I'm going to be showing you the 4 different strategies that we used in third grade. These 3 you've been using since kindergarten, a lot of them since kindergarten, and then some of them from 1st and 2nd grade. And this year, we finally started really getting into that standard algorithm. But we do this one last because these numbers do this because of what's really happening. So we want to make sure that we knew what these meant. All right, so getting started, the drawing strategy. 275, 126. You'll notice I lined up my ones with ones, tens with tens, hundreds with hundreds. That's important because ones work together, tens work together, and hundreds work together. So in math, we want to be organized. And I want to start in my ones place, joining them together, because sometimes I have so many ones, I might make a new 10. And sometimes I might have so many tens, I might make a new 100. And sometimes I might even have so many hundreds, I might make a new 1,000. So, getting started here, I have 6 plus 5. Well, I know that 6 plus 4 makes 10. So that means I just have one little 1 left over. I had so many ones, I made a new 10. I don't want to forget about this one as I count how many tens I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So many tens. I made a new 100. So I have no tens left all by themselves. They're in there. There's a bunch of tens in here, but I had so many I remade them into hundreds. All right, so, and then let me move over to my hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. So my sum, that's that important math word for addition totals, is 401. Let me move over to the expanded form strategy. So for this strategy, I'm breaking apart all of the digits into what their true values are. 275, 126. So again, I know just from up here, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 6 plus 5 is 11. So I could write it like this and say, that new 10 belongs up here. Or I could just put it there to begin with, but I don't want to forget about it. So 70 plus 80 and 20 more is 100. So I could cross that out and put it where that 100 truly belongs, in the hundreds place. So now I have no tens left over there. I had so many, I made a new 100. And then 200, 300, 400. So look at that. 400 plus 0 plus 1 is again 401. All right, so that's 2 strategies down, 2 more to go. So the number line requires the most organization because there's a lot going on. So I'm starting at 275 and I'm going to hop 126. Because I started in the ones and in the ones, I like to just start in the ones every time. So I'm going to hop 6. I could either do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could hop in chunks too. Some of us notice that I can hop a 5 to get me to a perfect 10. And then my little extra 1 to make 6. So this would be 280, and then one more, 281. I hopped 6. Now let me hop 20. I could hop 10 and 10, or I could just hop 20. So I'm going to do 10 and 10 this time. So 10 more would be 291, and then another 10, this is tricky, would be 301. That's tricky, and if you don't know that, then just count 291 plus 10 more. And then I hopped my ones, my tens, let me hop my 100. 301 would turn to 401. Again, the same sum every time. All right, and now that last strategy, the one that is based off of all of these, is that standard algorithm. We want to start in that ones place again. So 6 plus 5 is 11. Some people write 11 down here and then move the 1, or some people write 11 like this. This is what's important. This came from having so many ones, like this and like this, okay? So now I move over to my tens. So 7 plus 1 is 8, and 2 more is 10. But it's not really 10, it's 10 tens. I made a new 100. And now 2 and 1 is 400. So again, the same sum over and over again. You use whatever strategy works best for you. Lastly, I am going to give you an example of something that is a little tricky in addition. Sometimes you have an equation like this, where you're given the starting number and the ending number, and you need to find the number in the middle of what was joined. That can be tricky sometimes. Because look at this here. It's saying 2 plus something is 1. Well, that doesn't make sense. 2 plus... So sometimes people make the mistake of saying 2 plus 1 is 3. You want to work from top to bottom with addition. So 2 plus... I can't get from 2 to add to 1 because it's actually 2 plus something is 11. That's what it is. So if I know 2 plus 8 is 10, it must be 2 plus 9, because 9 and 2 is 11. This is tricky. All right, so now let's look here. I'm trying to get to 8, and I already have 6 and 1 more is 7. So 7 and 1 more is 8. All right, that was a pretty easy one. This ones place was tricky. Now let me move over to the hundreds. Oh, this one looks pretty easy. 4 plus something equals 6. That's 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. You want to check on these ones as you're doing it, because I see a lot of mistakes where when this is empty, third graders panic and they start adding above and below the line. And you cannot do that. That does not work. So be careful when you're doing ones like this. The story might be, there were 462 apples I picked, and I picked some more, and now I have 681. How many more did I pick? That's what that story might sound like. All right, so always remember, addition is joining things together. You can use any of these strategies. Just work from the ones to the tens to the hundreds, and be extra careful with questions where the unknown more is in the unknown spot. All right, so use this to help you with your work this week.